It took us a little minute to get this together, but we got it together, and we're here. So anyone who is just now tuning in, we are talking to James Williams of Superior Drinks and Shakes, and he's going to be talking to us today about how we can drink our way to health. And I'm super excited to talk to James today about this. This is a really important topic. I think we should give people like 2 seconds to just get on. But I do see that Yvonne is in the house. Rocket is in the house.
What's up?
And we have some other people that are joining us. So we're going to give it like 2 seconds and then we'll get to it. Because I know.
Yeah, listen. Everybody's stuck in the house for the COVID. So if you don't got 2 seconds, you gotta sit your behind down and be patient. I bet you we're gonna lose like 5 people right there. Like, excuse me, what did he just tell me to do? Oh no, goodbye.
And that's all right. Y'all gonna miss out your blessing, but
Nah, I'm joking, but yeah.
Okay.
It wasn't our fault, y'all. It wasn't our fault. Literally, Instagram was acting up.
It's fine. We're here now, James. We're here now. And so we're so happy to be here. For those of you who don't know, my name is Sharice Paris. I am the artistic director at the Blacklady Theater. And we have the pleasure of having the owner of Superior Drinks and Shakes, Mr. James Williams, in the house.
Good evening. Good evening, everyone. And thank you. Thank you for tuning in. For those in the future, for those in the present, thank you for tuning in.
Facts. Yes. So James, I'm really excited to talk to you today because we are in a time where our people need some healing. We need to boost our immune systems. We need to heal from the inside out, really. So I'm interested in talking to you about ways that we can do that.
Awesome.
But before we get into all of that, I would love if you can just tell us a little bit about who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself. What got you into this industry? Why did you start Superior Drinks and Shakes? And yeah.
All right, cool. Well, as Ms. Paris said, my name is James Williams, and I am the owner, operator, creator of Superior Drinks, and we own Jackson's Brew. So I guess the best thing to do is start at the beginning, right? So in actuality, Superior Drinks and Shakes was kind of like an amalgamation almost of a couple of different elements. So a couple of years ago, I want to say 2017, maybe even before that, 2016, my mother, she became vegan. And part of it was to be healthier. It was actually suggested to her from one of her doctors. And in doing so, she took control of her health. And in her studies, she came across the African bio diet, Dr. Sebi, and the likes thereof. And because, I grew up in a household to where, as family, we support one another. So first, my sister, supported by becoming a vegan to support her. And then I said, you know what? Even though we don't live in the same household, I want to show you that you have allies in this journey. So I will also practice the African bio diet. And in all honesty, it sparked a real enlightenment in me. So as I transitioned from eating meat all the time, breakfast, lunch, dinner, and an evening snack, it was just like different ideas were coming to me, different energies were coming to me, and one of the energies was, or I should say, I love milk and ice cream. and in trying to find something that was an alternative to milk that I could still eat cereal because I still wanted that texture, right? I started looking around to see what was out there. So I seen almond milk, of course, and this is a couple of years ago. So now almond milk is kind of a mainstay, but this is before that it became such a staple in households. So I looked at almond milk, looked at walnut milk, and then I came across a video of somebody making hemp seed milk. I said, okay, well, it looks like it has a nice texture. So I experimented with the hemp seed, and lo and behold, it was delicious. It was creamy, it had a great texture. It had a very unique flavor, but it was pleasing to the palate. So as I would use it and make it more and more, I gave it to my mother, gave it to my sister, and they enjoyed it too.
Mm.
So I kind of said, well, this is pretty cool. Now, why I say it's an amalgamation? Because during that same time, as we transitioned into the summer, my son wanted a lemonade stand. You know, he's 10 years old now. He was much younger before. And I'm like, well, I'm not about to just make lemonade because everybody does lemonade. I said, you know what? I already make a drink. Why don't we just sell the drink that I make?
Mm.
So at this time, it didn't have a name. It was just a drink. So I'm trying to come up with something that, you know, when we do decide to build some type of stand, what do we call it? So as I'm working on that in the back of my mind, we as a family started going to different festivals, vegan festivals and different vegetarian festivals. And I seen a couple of festivals to where I seen new startups, entrepreneurs launching their brand. And like I said, the amalgamation that kind of gave me the the fortitude that, you know what, I could do this too.
Mm.
So the name Superior Drinks and Shakes came to me almost like a dream. And I know it sounds kind of funny, but it really came to me like a dream. I was just laying in bed one day thinking like, man, what can I call it that's unique, that that describes how I feel, that is a great projection of what it is that I'm doing now. And and I, in my bed, came up with Superior Drinks and Shakes.
That's amazing.
So I'm just like, yo, that's the name. That's the name of the company, Superior Drinks and Shakes. So, like I said, this is before the drink had a name. I said, okay, we're gonna go with Superior Drinks and Shakes. I didn't know where to start from. I didn't know where to start from. I didn't know how to present it to everybody. I didn't know how to even get people interested. I was still working on the formula, and we actually, my sister, her old company or her other company had a vending event where people come in and sell their stuff. So that's actually our first event. I said, all right, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna go down and I'm gonna just have a bunch of fruit. And I'm gonna just make shakes. And I thought about a combination, like what would be a good, unique combination of fruit that I like that I think people will like. So the first flavor that I came up with outside of the original flavor was Melon Madness. Cantaloupe and honeydew. You know, they're creamy, it's delicious. If you follow the African bio diet, it's sebi approved because melons are high alkaline. And the very first time I did it, I think I only sold like 2 drinks. But the first time I did it, just the feeling of having the control of having a drink and having a business that is working, I was just like, oh, I can't give this up.
Yeah.
So our next big event at this time, I had my oldest son who had the idea, and I had recently had my youngest son. His name was Jackson. So I want to say this is like early summer. So by the end of summer, September, we had paid to be a vendor at Vegan Fest on Randall's Island. So it was the very first year. And I tell you, the turnout was beautiful. I think I sold, I don't know, I want to say 2 or 3 thousand. No, I want to say about 2,500 drinks. And for me, I was just like,
Wait. You sold how many drinks?
Yeah, like 2,500.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
2,500.
you went from selling 2 drinks to selling 2,500 drinks. That is a story.
Yeah. And quite honestly, it could have been more, but I wasn't prepared for the type of response at that time. So I ran out of fruit. And at that time we were actually doing not just the shakes, we were doing the reason why I call it Superior Drinks and Shakes is because we were doing the shakes and we also had a limeade and an apple lemonade.
Mm.
So at that time, so I was selling like, multiple drinks. But yeah, 25, about 25. It might be a little bit more, but those numbers are kind of skewed in my head now. But it was at one point we had a line for about 45 minutes. People
Wow.
was waiting on our shakes.
That is
So
that is a blessing and that is like, because you could have quit after those, you could have quit after, I did my thing and I only sold 2. Oh well, I guess I'll just stop. But instead you said, you know what, let me keep going. And you got to the point where you sold 2,500 drinks in, what was it, a day, a weekend?
no, this was like 8 hours. No, 10 hours.
Wow.
Yeah, it was the linchpin that I needed to know that we had something special.
Yeah.
So, so right now, at that point, the wave was really high. I still didn't have a name for the drink. All I had was the name of the company, and we were riding very high. And I said, this is September. So I didn't, because I was so new to the experience of vending and crafting in that setting, I didn't schedule any other events. And I put a lot on the line. I was working at another job, a retail job, and I had put in maybe like 4,000 or 5,000 to start it up. To pay for different things, to pay for the stuff that I needed, to buy the name, and a lot of it was the fact that this was my first time as a business owner. So everything was something that I had to learn. I had to learn about an IN number. I had to learn about going to the Chamber of Commerce. I had to learn all these different aspects of making my business legitimate so that I can go out and sell. All right. So this is the end of September and October. Unfortunately, in October, my youngest son got sick. So we go to the hospital, come to find out that they weren't sure, they thought maybe he had a problem with his bones. The doctor told me rickets. I'm just like, well, rickets is like, that's like, who gets that anymore?
Right.
Taken to another specialist, come to find out it's not rickets. It's actually infant leukemia. So, of course, we're devastated. And, they tell us that he has a 50-50 chance. So I said, okay, well, if he has a 50-50 chance, then we'll just focus all our attention on healing. So he goes to the hospital. I'm going to the hospital every day, every single day. I'm going to the hospital for however many hours, go back to work, 8 hours, come home, shower, go right back to the hospital. This went on for about a month. And after a month, unfortunately, he passed away. So, it was devastating. It was devastating. And parts of me still hasn't gotten over it. But I said to myself, I could sit around and just stay brokenhearted and let this completely destroy me. Right. Or I can find something where I can honor him. And, oh man. And to do that, I decided I'm going to name the drink after him. And I was expecting to do this. And in naming the drink after him, I said that I can help heal people. And his name can resonate far beyond what I could do while he was alive. So, excuse me. Excuse me.
That's okay, you know, and I think this is like such a it's so beautiful that you were able to turn your adversity into something that can help other people and heal other people. And I think that that's the most beautiful thing about this, and that your son is actually still living on because of you and the work that you're doing for the community. So I mean, we appreciate you. I mean, you came and brought me my Jackson Brew yesterday. You know, so I appreciate it, you know, and I know that his spirit and his energy is living on through you because of you.
Well, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. So, and that's kind of what the vision I had. You know, unfortunately, I can't ever get him back physically, but it actually gives me some joy knowing that when people text me, they go, "Man, when the next time you brew deliveries, so I get some more Jackson's brew." You know, not even understanding that they're conjuring up his name in that positive affirmation. You know, like the attachment of Jackson Brew now is something that brings quality. It brings enrichment. You know, it helps nourish and it helps revitalize and fortify. So I am like I said, like I do videos now and I kind of make fun of myself. I'm like, I do a lot of thank you videos, but it's because when I see people really, really hit me up on my Facebook page or my Instagram page through my phone number, and they say, "Wow," or one of my customers who said, "What did you put in this? Because after I drank it, I felt wonderful." I'm like, that was the purpose.
Right. Right. And so, okay, so can you tell us a little bit about what you actually do use? What do you put in it? You talked about the hemp seeds. What else do you put
Yeah.
in Jackson Brew other than the love? Because we know that's there.
Right, right. So I like to say I like to call it a vegan power shake because it's charged up. So I use hemp seeds, which many people know is high in omega 3s and omega 9s and 6, which help oxygenate the blood. You know, they're good fats. And I use sea moss gel, which at the time being right now I make myself. So I buy the sea moss from different private distributors. It comes in, and I do it the long way. I wash it, soak it, wash it again, or not wash it, but clean it, soak it, clean it again, and then I let it soak. And I take that water and that moss, and I blend it up, make sure that the gel is nice and smooth, and then I put that. So it can be anywhere from a 2 to 3 day process, just making enough gel for a couple of batches. And then I also use coconut oil because once again, coconut oil, well, sea moss has, as people know now, 92 of the 102 minerals our body are made of. So, and that includes a whole lot that I can't pronounce and some that I can pronounce.
Right.
I know how I feel, and I know how people tell me they feel. So I'm assuming it's a good thing, right? So, so I use coconut oil also, and coconut oil is great for your hair, your nails. I mean, coconut oil is used in so many applications outside of food. It's another superfood. It's supercharged. I use as a sweetener, not even a lot, but I use agave sweetener, and I made that choice to stay away from refined sugar because I wanted to have something in it that can make it sweet without it being a high glucose or high glucose index. So agave is very low in terms of the glucose index, which means that you can use less and get the same amount of sweetness. So for those who are diabetic, for those who have a sensitivity to sugar and glucose, I always try to keep that in mind. I want to be as natural as I possibly can. And then I use a pinch of sea salt. People ask me, why use sea salt? Well, the sea salt helps. The fact that hemp seed is not very distinctive. So the sea salt, just a tad, of course, being a mineral itself, helps provide that punch of flavor that you wouldn't get if it wasn't there. So then when you blend all that together, I use spring water. When you blend all that together, blend all that together, it's like a supercharged high alkaline power boost. And then we go into the fruit. So for Melon Madness, I utilize a unique blend, I like to say, of honeydew and cantaloupe. And I'll be honest, I made that because I've always loved those. I've always loved melons. I've always loved honeydew. And I don't think honeydew ever got enough love on the. No matter where you go, you never see a honeydew and cantaloupe drink. You don't see it. So I
You
say, you know
know,
what? I will be the
that
first.
is so true. You don't ever see that mix. Like if you go to the stores or you go, they don't ever have honeydew and melon.
No. And they'll say tropical. And what you'll see when you say tropical, you'll see guava, you'll see papaya, right? A lot of them have apple juice. Like you gotta read the back of these bottles, So you'll see because that's what people mango. That's what people automatically attach their mind to tropical. They think those fruits, but in actuality, cantaloupe and melon. One, they're high alkaline, and number two, they are just as tropical as the other one. So I utilize those. I utilize those two in Melon Madness, and I mean that alone has really been able to propel because when people hear that, they go, "Oh, that's a pretty cool combination. Let me try it." And they drink it, and then history starts to
Be
repeat it.
made.
And then
hold on. Now this is not a shameless plug, but this is gonna be a shameless plug right here because I have a little bit of the Melon Madness right here that you brought me yesterday. I didn't try it yet on purpose because I wanted to try it live so that people could actually see my reaction. I haven't had Melon Madness before. I've had some of your other drinks, but I never had this combination before. So, is it okay if I have a little taste?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, this for the people. Let me taste.
Bottles up.
Cheers, guys.
Wish I had mine.
Oh my God. Y'all, this is so good. Hold on. Excuse me. I'll be back in a minute. Like this tastes so good. I'm sorry, I know it's kind of gross. I'm just like all in it. I'm all in it. But it's so good. Like I can really taste the cantaloupe. Or maybe the melon. Maybe it's the honeydew. It's nice.
I'm gonna just say that it's both.
It's probably both. That's why I said, or maybe it's it's so good. I love it.
Well, thank you, man. Thank you.
Anyways, go ahead. Carry on with what you were saying.
Yeah. So, well, the thing about it is, and that's why I talk about the journey, and why on my pages you can see some of the testimonials because, when things are new, sometimes I believe people have a tendency to wait and see. Like, all right, it sounds good, but I'll wait and see. So I tried to, at least with my page or my pages, showcase that there's been a journey. Even though 2020 is when I first started to deliver, in actuality, I've been working on this for 3 years. So there's a lot of love, attention, and time that goes into this, and that's what you taste. You take the time.
And I love the fact that you say that there's been a journey. It's not just, it didn't just happen yesterday. It didn't happen overnight. It took mindset. It's not really just only about healing your body. And this is what you just made me realize. It's not just about healing your body. It's also about healing your mind as well. Like, how do you fight through all of the adversity, all of the things that, would make somebody say, you know what, it's okay, I'm just gonna stop, in order to keep on going and to continue to bring like amazing, delicious and healthy products to the people, and continue not only a business, but it's like a mission. It's like, I love how you say, every time somebody orders a Jackson's Brew, they're invoking his spirit, they're invoking his name, and they're saying his name and invoking his spirit, and that's so beautiful.
Well, thank you.
And it definitely is a journey, and I actually I didn't tell you I was gonna bring this up because I'm just thinking about it. Like I saw that you had at one point you had gone through like this whole weight loss journey as well. And
Yeah.
how much weight did you take off during?
Well, okay, so I'm a deep believer in, if you want to change something, you got to change. How the saying goes? If you want to change you, change you. So when we first started with the business, like I said, I put a lot of resources into getting it started, and there's a lot of fear. You know, for those who can live without fear, I applaud them, because I know for me,
And those people.
I got to get over it. So in the very beginning, before we had the Vegan Fest, because it was such a heavy undertaking, and I had sunk so much of my personal resources in, I said, okay, I got to do something that's going to fortify my spirit.
Mm.
So what I decided to do is fast. So I went on a no food, almost no liquid fast, right? Now you can't do no liquid, of course, but all I would drink is water and
Wow.
my brew. So all I drank for about 2 months was water and whatever shake I made. So if
Mm.
I didn't, if I did not drink anything that my hands didn't touch. I can't make water, so I got to drink water. But in terms of other substances, I didn't drink anything that my hands didn't touch, because I wanted to fortify my soul.
Mm.
Like I joke around with my mother. I joke around with my mother, and I say that, we don't praise God right. And she kind of indulges me, and I say, a lot of people praise God like he's a genie. Like, I'm only going to be right because of what you can do. So when I did this, all I asked God for was clarity.
Mm.
Like, just give me clarity. I'm not asking to be rich. I'm asking for a new car. I'm not asking for a new home. I just want clarity. I just want to know which way I have to go. And one of the adverse effects, at the time, I was about 350 pounds.
Wow.
354. That's my highest, 354. And I had went down to, I think the lowest that I measured at was 224. So it's about, what, 175 pounds?
That's amazing.
Yeah, in like 2 months. And, it's funny because I would talk to some people and they're like, "Yo, you look different." And you hear some people who don't know you as an individual, like, "Oh, that's dangerous. You can't really do that." And I would tell people, man, the only thing that's dangerous is not knowing your body. That's the only dangerous thing. If you don't realize what you're capable of, if you don't take control, that's when stuff is dangerous. Because anything can happen, and you can't even come close to understanding where this is coming from and how this happening. And in those moments, I tell you, now, I recommend fasting for everyone because there is power in it. There was so much clarity when I was doing it. At the time, I was working for a retail company, and retail can be rough when you got to deal with certain people, certain types of people, right?
Okay.
And I'm not talking about ethnicity. I'm talking about straight up attitude, right? So there are people who walk in there and they look at you, the person who's working and employed to be of service, as an enemy,
Mm.
because you are the barrier between me and the stuff that I want to take. And for most of my life, I was very adversarial when it comes to those type of people. But during that time period, it was just like this calming peace that I would have. So even when I caught somebody, it wasn't like, okay, this person is my enemy. It was more like, I don't know what you're going through to make you think that this is the only way. Now I got to stop you, but I'm gonna let you know there are other options out here.
Mm.
So as I digress, I would tell anybody, if you never have, just try for 2 days. Try for a day, because most times people can go without eating for a day and not even realize it. But cognitively, try it out for 3 days. Just see how you feel.
Yeah.
So that was really how that happened. And in all honesty, that wasn't the first time. I fasted when I was like 17, and I had dropped 100 pounds when I was like 17 years old. And the same thing at that time, I just wanted some clarity. I wanted direction in my life, and that was the way I felt like I could get it. So each time, it has been a revelation, and I take it back to when I lost my son. I don't think I would have been able to handle it in a positive fashion if I hadn't did that. Because I decided to fortify myself, it carried over. So while my son, and I'm telling you, it is some other pain watching your children die. So having that to lean on, that okay, I can get through this. I can help my family get through this. I can help my my older son who's losing his brother. I can help his mother who's losing her baby. I can help my mother who's losing her grandson. My sister who's losing her nephew. I can be a rock for them if they need me to be, because I've tested myself already.
Oh, child, you done gave me literally. I got goosebumps. Wow. I mean, what? Like, you are such an amazing human being. Can I just tell you that?
I appreciate that.
You
Thank
really are. Okay. So, what kind of advice would you give somebody who is currently looking for ways that they can boost their immune system, that they can heal themselves? What can somebody do? Because I mean, right now, you know, we're kind of stuck in the house a little bit. Some places are opening up, but in New York City here, we're still, you know, in COVID lockdown and all of this. And so, what are some ways that people can boost their immune system naturally?
Well, one, I would start with hitting my line and purchasing Jim Jackson's Brew.
Get that.
No, I joke. I kid. But I would say the first thing first is you have to look at your diet. You have to look at your diet. Now, I don't want to. I'm not gonna. I don't want to overbear people, but you know, after I lost my son, I went through a period of depression, and I didn't even know it was until I was getting out of it. I'm like, oh man, and it was like a haze, and it lasted for at least a year and a half. And then what happened was I ballooned back up. I went away from, you know, Dr. Sebi and the pure vegan lifestyle, and at some point I said to myself, I'm better than this. I'm better than this. I'm better than what I'm treating myself. I'm better than how I'm treating myself, I should say. I'm better than how I'm treating myself. And it started with like, okay, you know what? I may not go back to pure veganism, but I can add more greens to my diet. I can turn away meat at all times and just eating more salad, eating leaner protein. I believe it starts with the diet. You know, eating things that are alive. You know, eating things that are alive. When I was in the grips of veganism, and I would talk to people, you know, because people actually like, man, you just eating salads all day. And I would just tell them, I had this one little saying: go to the meat section and tell me how many colors you see. Now go to the produce section and tell me how many colors you see. I guarantee you're going to come up with like 2 or 3 colors on the meat section, but the colors of the rainbow will be in the produce section. And I think if you kind of think about it like that, if you look at it like, just imagine how beautiful it is coming out of the ground. You can craft something to make it that much more appealing to you to eat. So that's where I would start at. And then of course vitamins. You know, my routine is for my family, I take vitamin C, zinc, and vitamin D every morning. I drink a cup of elderberry tea in the morning. I drink a cup of elderberry tea in the evening. And because I travel and I do deliveries, I want to make sure that I'm healthy and that the people that I'm dealing with, that there's nothing that they're worried from getting from me. I drink a lot of water, you know, and for those who don't like regular plain water, you could put lemon in it, you could put lime in it. So I try to project what I believe is the right way. So that's some of the things that I do. And then of course, having a strong willpower, man, keeping good positive people around you. I tell you, I have met friends who have COVID-19, who have had it, and they've gotten past. And not all of them were, the epitome of health. And the one thing that they told me, both of them, is will. A lot of it came down to the will. This right here and this right here. Like just understanding that you can make it. That you don't have to succumb to it. Now I know it's not going for everybody, and I know some people are like, well, how about this person? And I'm not saying that willpower alone will get you through everything. What I'm saying is it helps you.
Absolutely. Thank you for that. So we had a question in the comments. They want to know, first of all, they asked me what flavor was I drinking. I'm drinking Melon Madness, and it is delicious. But they also asked, do you ship nationwide?
Not yet. I make everything fresh. So like example, yesterday I had almost 100 orders, right? 100 bottles. In order for me to craft that and get it out to people, that equated into me being up for 48 hours with like a 3-hour nap in between.
Well, it was worth
it. So as of right now, I don't ship, and that's only because I haven't found a way to ship it where it is sustainable. So if I ship it, I don't want you to get, you got a great drink. You're in New York. I bring it to you. I ship it to, say, Texas or California. They get it. Thing is spoiled. No good. So I'm working on ways that I can either freeze it, or I'm trying to figure out ways that I can ship it and it still maintain its flavor, it still maintain its power, its electricity, and its taste, its effect. So I'm working on it. For those who ask, I'm working on it.
You said for it to maintain its power, because there's so much power in this bottle. This is like a vial of literally, I don't even know what else to call it other than power. Like it's like getting injected. What was was it vibranium? What was the stuff that Black Panther got injected with?
Yeah, vibranium. He had to eat of the leaves.
Okay. And it's really like that. Like even just with me drinking, I drank half of the bottle so far. And right now in this moment, I feel so energized, and so I'm ready to go to the park and run or something. I don't know. I feel really good. I really feel good. And I guess this is what you were talking about. You said that, people will message you and, send you texts right after you leave, hey, I feel really good. It's true. I feel so good. I'm in such a good mood.
Well, I mean, I'm glad. Of course, I'm happy about that. And that's kind of I don't want to sound hokey, but I truly, honestly believe you can feel a person's intention. Mm-hmm. Just like if you go to a restaurant, you go to a place where you sit down and you order food, the difference between good food that you're eating and something that they just microwave. Even if it's the same plate and the same presentation, you can taste the intention. You can taste the chef who hand cut the vegetables, who selected the prime cut of rib and not just what was left over. You can taste all that intention. And that's the reason why when I craft, I get so much energy. I get charged up. Yesterday I was screaming. I made a joke with my friend. I was like, I'm driving home after my last delivery and I'm screaming in the car. Not necessarily because I felt good, because I was so tired. I'm screaming at myself to stay up so I get home. But when I got home, it wasn't like this sign of relief you get when you work a job, and I still work a job. It was like adulation. I felt so good that I was able to give this to so many people, that I was able to present this to so many people. And then what is the icing on a very delicious cake is today I'm getting all these videos for my testimonial pics. I'm getting people text me up like, dude, I didn't even know it could be this good. As I told you before, I had one of my customers. I don't want people to name people's names because I don't want to disrespect them. But I had one of my customers, she texted me the day after and said, "What do you put in this? Because I feel amazing." And I couldn't help but smile. And I'm just like, well, you probably tasting all that love. You know what I'm saying? You probably tasting all that attention to detail. You know what I mean? So yeah, I do believe that there is a kinetic energy that we can feel.
Wow. Wow, that's powerful. That's really powerful. Listen, James, I so appreciate you for coming on the Blacklady Theater. So
Oh
appreciate
no, pleasure's all mine, 110% mine.
you. Know we love you. We like love you. Okay. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and thank you to all of the viewers that joined us. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, kings and queens.
Can you please tell the people where they can get in contact with you, especially if they're in New York and they want to be able to get some of Jackson's brew,
Sure,
admin,
sure,
dairy?
sure. So as of right now, I deliver or on every Wednesday. I was delivering every Wednesday and Friday for those who have ordered before, but because the orders are increasing, I kind of condense it to just one day so I can fulfill the orders. So every Wednesday, you can reach me if you're on social media. My Instagram page is Jwynter82. That's J Winter with a Y 82. Or you can reach our business page, which is Superior Drinks and Shakes, all one word, at Instagram. I answer both. Um, you can hit me on Facebook. Facebook, James Williams. Or I think it's probably better to use my email, which is the letter O, Williams, the number 2 at Gmail. I answer all my emails, and of course you can call me too, or you can text me, right? Because no one calls these days. So you can text me. My number is 646-244-4471. That's 646-244-4471. And for those who do decide to text me, just let me know who you are and where you're at. So it don't seem like it's all random and make me nervous. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know what it is, but I ain't answering it. So just make sure you put that in the comment section.
Word. So, James, if you want to send me all of that information, then I'll also post it up underneath the caption of this video and also of the flyers that we posted. That way people can get in contact with you, because I guarantee you that people are going to watch the replay of this as well. And they're going to be like, oh my God, like, I need the number. Can you, they're going to send us messages and say like, oh, I need an order. And I'm going to be like, well, hit up James. So just send me that info and I'll make sure that it's there for the people as well.
Yeah.
Is there anything else that you want to share with us? Anything that you want to say to the people?
Well, first, let me give all praises to my mother, Myrtle Williams. We call her Mother Superior. She was literally the first person. Whenever I came to her and I said I have an idea, she didn't even blink an eye. She was on board. And then my little sister, who sometimes can act like my big sister, but I love her anyways, Yvonne Williams, also known as Inovia Ladib. So she helped build the entire infrastructure of how we do our deliveries. So she built that entire infrastructure for me to make it simple, easy, and easy accessible, simple to manage, and easier to reconnect. So I want to give those two special ladies, and of course my children, my lady. So yeah, that's what I want to do on that side. And outside of that, I just want to let people know, the one thing I've learned from this experience in the last couple of weeks is the narrative that we don't support our own is a complete myth. The narrative that we don't fight for our own, it's a lie. The narrative that we don't lock arms and support one another, that crab in the barrel stuff, that was something that we were told by somebody else that we do to each other. It's a complete lie. I've only been delivering for about 4 to 5 weeks. My first day, the Queen Latavia, I love her to death. Known her since we were like 5 years old. She said, you know what? I'll buy. Another one of my buddies, Sean, buy. I only sold 5 bottles the very first day, delivering 2 times a week. And in a month, so that's 8 deliveries in a month, I sold over 200 bottles.
Mm.
So anybody who wants to pursue something, don't let anybody tell you that you can't. Don't let anybody tell you that you don't have a network of support, because I guarantee you do. That's it. I'm done preaching.
No, it's amazing. And I know that you are definitely inspiring so many people right now. And so I thank you on behalf of those people and on behalf of myself, because I feel inspired as well. So now I feel good from drinking my drink and I feel inspired. So, you know, my body and my mind. And I appreciate you for that.
Well, thank you. I thank you. I appreciate you guys having me on. You guys already know how much love I have for y'all. It's never ending. The love I have for you guys is infinite. You know, that God love, that agape love. You know what I mean? So,
and I appreciate that. I appreciate it. Okay, so with that, thank you so much, James, for joining us. So all of our people that are here watching James, if you want to connect with him, you can go onto his Instagram at Superior Drinks and Shakes. And you can send him a DM. He is very quick at responding to DMs. So he is. Like,
I mean, yo, you already know. It's the world we live in. You better respond. You know what I'm saying? I love my sisters. I love my queens. I love my kings. I just went on praising them. But on the flip side, try to ignore somebody, see what happens. So yeah, I respond.
Gotta respond, exactly. So you can message him. We'll put his phone number and his email address in the caption of this video, as well as in the caption of the flyer that's on the Blacklady Theater's IG. So you can always go there and get his information so you can contact him. But outside of that, you know, we appreciate you so much for joining us. We appreciate you for tuning in to our lives to learn about how you can heal your body by not only just your body, but also your mind. Because, you know,
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah, because, you know, sometimes the adversities that we face, it makes us believe that we can't do what we know actually we can do. And so I want you guys to just stay encouraged and stay inspired. This is a very inspiring message. You know, this is going to live on our IG page for 24 hours, and then we're going to take it to IGTV, so it's going to live there forever. So
forever.
If you need a little boost, you can always go check that
out. Holla.
And, for anyone who is interested in learning more about the Blacklady Theater or any of our online programs that we are offering currently, you can go to the blackladytheater.com, or you can, of course, send us a DM at the Blacklady Theater on IG, which you're already here, so you must already be following. If not, make sure you click the follow button so that you can get reminders about when we're doing live events and virtual events. Outside of that, thank you, James Williams of Superior.
Thank you. Love you much.
Love you. Thank you guys for tuning in. My name is Sharice Paris. I am the artistic director of the Blacklady Theater, and I'm signing out.